Right, let's get involved in this 125i. There is a little bit of a leaky, well, we know what we're going to say, a bit of a leaky boy. We've got a rocker cover failure, a rocker cover gasket, and as you can see we've got the brand new one there, ready to go on. First thing we need to do is remove all this panel in here. Now we've got all the plastics off, we can move around now and we can move this top engine cover. It's held on with some 5mm. Now we've got everything out of the way, we need to jump around and remove this Valvetronic motor. Now we do it 3 and 4 inch oil packs out of the way. Get yourself a 4mm Allen key into the back of the motor and you can turn it with your fingers until you feel a restriction there, and then once you felt that restriction stop, then we can undo our 8mm. Right, tell a lie, I was almost there. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I've had to just pull the wiring loom out of the way because I forgot that there was a little E8 just at the bottom of the motor there. We've got to remove this loom anyway to get the rocker cover off, so it is no drama whatsoever. Now we can get this motor out. Once we've got the motor out of the way, now we can concentrate on removing all the E10s around the rocker cover, and there's a couple of 13s and a 10 in the middle there. We should be able to get this rocker cover off. And there you go, that is one rocker cover off. Now I did forget to mention, on this left hand side of the engine, as you're looking at it, there's a little breather pipe at the side. Now these are very brittle and they will snap if you're not careful. But about 12 months ago I did replace the starter motor on this when I had to take the manifold off, and I replaced all that breather system back then, so we're alright. Now the most painful job of it all is giving everything a nice clean rooney with a little bit of elbow grease, and we're going to make all them surfaces look like brand new. And that is everything looking like brand new. Anyway, let's move around to the gasket. Let me just clip you on my chest for a second. Now these gaskets, they're meant to be, how's it going? Nice and floppy like that. If you have a look, get a screwdriver, prise it out. Well, it's just broke. You see how brittle they've gone? And that is not creating a seal. That's where the oil's leaking out. Now I've spent probably about 10-15 minutes cleaning this down with a bit of engine cleaner and a jet wash and one thing and another, and I have put the new rocker cover on the new seals where the spark plug holes are. Now on these aftermarket parts, sometimes they don't quite fit just right, or they just pop out, and because we've got to like fiddle it in, we don't want that gasket coming off. So what I've had to do is put a little bit of cheat on it, just every now and again, a little dabble, and that'll keep that gasket on just as we're sliding it in. Now when you're putting these rocker covers back on, the spark plug guide tubes, you've got to be careful because they'll go on the width, and if they go in the wonk a little bit, they will bend and you won't allow that rocker cover to put up to the cylinder head properly. Right, let's get on the torque wrench now and get them torqued up to 9 Newton-meters. Right, I have come to a little bit of a stop because the gasket that I needed for the Valvetronic motor was meant to be here this afternoon, which is that one there. I cannot get it now till Thursday for some unknown reason. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to leave it there, and I will be doing a part 2. No drama whatsoever. Right, let's get back to this BMW 1 Series with the Valvetronic motor gasket and a little rubber seal that goes over that loom there. And you know what? I cannot believe it's the 1st of September today. Where's this year gone? It's crazy. Let's start off by putting the Valvetronic motor gasket on. Now there is a difference which way it goes up, even though it looks the same. That little black rubber bit there, that needs to go at the top. And what we're going to do, put the T30s in and just put them in finger tight until we get that motor back in. Now let's get this Valvetronic motor back in. Now you need a little 4mm Allen key, and it goes in the back of the motor like so. Insert it into the cylinder head, and you want to be turning it clockwise, and you will see that that motor is dragging itself in. Now when it becomes tight, that's it, stop, and then we can put the 2 bolts back in to secure it. Now let's move around to this rubber seal here. Now what we're going to be using, tiny little bit of red rubber grease, put it all the way around, nice and sparingly, should I say, and then get yourself a 27mm spanner socket, put it on the end, and it should just push in beautifully, just like that. Now I've finished putting all these new rubber seals and gaskets on, I'm not going to bore you putting the wiring loom back on. Once I've done that, I'm going to get the scanner then, and we're going to relearn that Valvetronic motor. Now we've got everything put back together and coupled up, make sure everything is nice and plugged in, because you don't want any faults during this procedure. Now we've got the scanner plugged in, you need to jump around to special functions, then we need to go into drive, and then learning of the Valvetronic limit positions. And what this will do, it will learn that motor. Continue. Continue. The limit positions are taught in the next step, and you should hear this motor moving now. Like so. And that's it. Now before we finish off putting it all back together, we're just going to jump around now to the ECU, and we're going to make sure that we've got no fault codes, which we haven't. There was a few in there, obviously because I've had stuff unplugged, and we've cleared them down now. We're going to get on the key and give it a big start, Rooney. Right, let's get on the key and give it a big start. I tell you what, these gongs do my head in. Turn the egg. There we go. We're straight up and we're running. They sound perfect, these BMW 6-cylinder engines do. And there you go. That is one engine now back up and running. You'll probably see a lot of smoke now, just as getting warm. That's all the excess oil burning off the manifolds. And that is it. That car now is all put back together. We've got a little bit of a cleaner, Rooney, and it is sounding nice and crisp. Now what I'm going to be doing on this vehicle, in a week's time, I'm going to ask him to bring it back for an oil and filter change, and we're also going to be inspecting if the job is right. No doubt it is. We're just going to be checking for leaks when he does come back in. So yeah, that is one rocker cover and Valvetronic gasket replacement on an N52 B30 BMW. Anyway, let's get it done.